In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my top 9 reasons why I believe it's imperative to start healing from emotional wounds now. In the journey of personal growth and transformation, addressing and healing emotional wounds is critical to creating a fulfilling and authentic life. As a trauma therapist, I've witnessed the transformative power of emotional healing. I've seen people go from being people pleasers and keeping their thoughts and feelings repressed to being outspoken, taking space, and setting boundaries. I've seen people who are stuck in procrastination change their life by taking courageous, radical actions that not only transform their lives, but also transforms who they are and how they show up in the world. Healing frees us to create the life we truly desire, and if I had to say what my number one reason is, I say that this one is it. Being able to create a life that we truly desire. That's the path, and that's what healing does for us. I'm excited to share my top 9 reasons why investing time, energy, and effort into this transformational process is so important. If this is the first time you and I meet, my name is Sarainammur and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I make these videos to provide psychoeducation on the effects of psychological trauma, healing, and personal transformation to help people live more fulfilling lives. If you want to learn more about psychological trauma and healing, hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you can be the first to know every time I upload a video. Now let's get into my top 9 reasons to start your healing journey. Number 1 is enhanced emotional well-being. Enhanced emotional well-being means that you will feel better all around. Your thoughts will feel better, your emotions will feel better. Just all around, you will have an enhanced emotional experience in your well-being. Failing to resolve painful experiences and the emotional wounds left behind can leave something called emotional lingering. Emotional lingering impacts our present lives no matter how deeply you try to bury those emotions. Healing these wounds allows us to experience greater peace, emotional stability, and fulfillment. We could cultivate a more resilient and positive mindset by addressing the root causes of our emotional wounds. I have found that if we do not resolve these painful experiences, the emotional wounds don't just disappear. No matter how much you try to stuff them, they just won't go away. They'll be in the background processing. Even if you look like you're enjoying your days, even if you look like things are going great, they're still in the background processing. This is why we have things such as nightmares. This is why we get triggered with certain songs. This is why we get triggered by certain events because it's still processing in the background if you don't address it. Processing, reframing, and giving an empowered meaning to our most painful experiences is fundamental to stopping their negative impact in our present lives. Also, processing and giving these experiences new empowered meaning is key to healing. It allows for emotional well-being so that we can stop living in fear. Unresolved emotional pain often breeds fear, trapping us into a cycle of anxiety and apprehension about the future. By processing and reframing our painful experiences, we pave the way for emotional well-being, breaking free from the chains of fear and living more abundantly in our present life. And this is one of the most important parts of what we're speaking about here is for us to experience emotional well-being, because from our emotional well-being, everything else in our life is either created or destroyed. Emotional well-being also expands our ability to feel all of our emotions. Suppressing or ignoring emotions tied to past psychological wounds only prolongs the healing process. By allowing ourselves to feel and process all of our emotions, we create space for healing, for personal growth, and the freedom to lead a more fulfilling existence without being overwhelmed by psychological anchors or emotional anchors from our past. The second reason why I feel that emotional healing and healing from emotional trauma is so important is to have improved relationships. Improved relationships all around, not just in our romantic lives, but in our interpersonal lives with people that we work with our friends, with our family of origin, all around. Healing helps you have better relationships all around. Unresolved emotional wounds often manifest in our relationships. They create barriers to having meaningful connections and intimacy. By engaging in the healing process, we could develop healthier interpersonal communication patterns. We could establish boundaries and we foster deeper connections with others. Healing emotional wounds benefits us and enhances the quality of our relationships and with ourselves, our friends, our family, and romantic partners. And in fact, not doing the healing process actually keeps us in a constant triggered state where we don't even know why we're thinking what we're thinking, why we're feeling what we're feeling, or why we're behaving the way we're behaving. So actually doing the healing process and engaging in the healing journey will help you improve your relationships and will help you have insight into why we do the things we do. It'll help us have insight into how the past has impacted us. And just a real quick question. Could you tell me in the comments below what your reasons are for starting the healing journey? What do you feel is your top reason for people to start their healing journey? My third reason is increased self-awareness. And guys, this is a big one. Emotional wounds often obscure our understanding of ourselves, leading to reactive behavior patterns that may harm our well-being and even our ability to experience success in multiple areas of life. That's what I was talking about when I was talking about improved relationships. I was referring to without the level of awareness that we need regarding how our past impacted us, we could end up really damaging a lot of future relationships or current relationships because we might be reacting from a place of the past. We may get triggered about something in the current that is reminding us, emotionally reminding us of something that happened in the past, and we don't even know why we're doing the things that we're doing or why we're feeling what we're feeling. So, healing our emotional wounds also allows us to become aware of the parts of our psyche that were repressed during our traumatic experiences, leaving us living inauthentic lives. Through the healing journey, we gain deeper self-awareness, allowing us to recognize and understand triggers, reactions, and coping mechanisms. This heightened self-awareness is vital to making positive life choices and fostering personal growth. So let me explain. When we grow up in homes that are chaotic, when we grow up with parents that are have some type of mental health issue, or maybe it might not be a mental health issue, it might be that they're emotionally immature, leading for us to be neglected or possibly even abused or traumatized due to their behaviors. If this happens consistently, we end up disconnecting from our core selves, and then we become the person that we need to be to survive in those situations. Maybe you're in a home where you're unable to express your true wants, needs, or desires, and when you do that, it's almost like you shut off that part of you. When you shut that part off, you end up completely disconnecting from that part of your psyche. And what happens is that through healing, you end up reconnecting to it. A big part of healing is reconnecting to your truth, to your authentic self, rediscovering who you are, rediscovering what your desires are, what your wants, what your needs are, and sort of remembering who you were and the person you left behind, that part of you that you left behind. Through the healing process, we make the subconscious conscious. We become aware of how we became our present personality and how life experiences shaped and molded our thinking patterns and our thinking patterns and our feelings. The influence our experiences have on us is especially powerful during our formative years, like I just explained, when our subconscious mind is wide open to programming by those who we depend on and who have authority over us. Healing allows our subconscious to become conscious as we become more and more aware of the impact our life experience have had on shaping who we became as a result of our experiences. Furthermore, healing clears space for us to explore our authentic self and get to know ourselves at a deep level, those parts of us that we had to sort of quiet down and repress in order to survive the situations that we went through. My fourth reason is we get to break the cycles of generational trauma. Many emotional wounds are intergenerational. That means that they're passed down through family systems from one generation to the next. By actively engaging in the healing process, we have the opportunity to break the cycle of generational trauma that may have existed in our lineage. So, will you be the one? Are you the one that will break the generational cycles of trauma, of small trauma, little trauma that has existed in your lineage? Transforming these generational patterns not only benefits us as individuals, but also contributes to creating healthier family dynamics and preventing the transmission of emotional pain, psychological trauma, and the pain of regression to future generations. So we literally could stop what has been happening for possibly even centuries in our lineage. We have the power to stop it from furthering down into other generations to come, our children, our grandchildren, our nephews, our nieces, and so on and so forth. My fifth reason to engage in the healing journey is enhanced physical health. The mind-body connection is powerful, and emotional wounds can manifest as physical ailments. Chronic stress and unresolved emotional pain may contribute to conditions such as hypertension, autoimmune disorders, digestive issues, cancer, COPD, and many other diseases and autoimmune disorders. There's a lot of research on this, and one of the most famous research that has been done is the ACEs study, which is the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study. I'm not going to go over that now, but I'll probably make another video about that. By addressing emotional wounds, we may experience improvements in physical health and our nervous system as the body responds positively to releasing emotional tension that is stuck in our system, that is stuck in our muscles, that is stuck in our nervous system. Healing emotional wounds also leads to improved sleep and improved ability to breathe profoundly and decrease stress and tension while increasing our emotional space to cope with daily life stressors. My sixth reason for engaging in the healing process is increased resilience. Emotional healing is not about erasing past experiences, but rather about building resilience in the face of challenges. Through healing and recovery, we develop coping skills, emotional regulation techniques, a greater capacity to navigate life's ups and downs, greater capacity for stress, and greater self-awareness. Increased resilience enables us to face adversity with strength and adaptability, fostering a sense of empowerment. This resiliency allows us to have greater capacity to deal with daily life stressors and even the more complex and trying times that we will all inevitably experience. My seventh reason to engage in the healing process is to stop reacting to life. Deciding not to do the healing work leaves us in the dark, not knowing why we react the way that we do in certain situations. Our reactions are experienced in our thoughts, in our emotions, and our behaviors, or lack of behaviors, which we all call procrastination. We may experience a sudden emotional trigger and not know why, only to regret the aftermath, that our actions left behind. Healing deep emotional wounds gives us new levels of awareness where we can make new choices. This is how healing provides us with the opportunity to become the creators of our lives instead of the impulsive reactors of our lives. This heightened self-awareness allows us to make conscious choices, break free from detrimental patterns, and facilitate our personal growth. Armed with this knowledge, we navigate life with a clear understanding of who we are, how we became who we became, and what we need to create the life that we truly desire. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery that empowers us to make positive life choices, cultivate meaningful relationships, and embrace a life that resonates with our most authentic selves, and all of this without destroying what we created by engaging in impulsive reactions. We all know how impulsive reactions destroy relationships, destroys our health, and leaves us in a state of regret. My eighth reason for engaging in the healing process is authentic self-expression. Emotional wounds often lead to disconnection from one's core self, often called the authentic self. Those of us who experienced childhood trauma had to disconnect from our truth, our preferences, and our needs to survive our environment, which more than likely didn't reinforce the expression of our authentic self. More than likely, these types of environments punished us when we did express our authentic selves, when we tried to express what we wanted, when we tried to express what we needed, when we tried to express what we preferred or what we didn't prefer. In fact, abusive, chaotic, and dysfunctional environments actually repress the expression of our authentic self. Healing allows us to rediscover and express our true selves, free from the constraints of conditional love, validation from others, or the fear of punishment for expressing our thoughts, feelings, preferences, or desires. Through healing, we learn to reconnect to our core selves through self exploration, self discovery, self compassion, and forgiveness of ourselves and others. This newfound practice of authenticity empowers us to pursue our passions, set meaningful goals, and live a life aligned with our core values. As a result, we are free to create the life that we desire and become who we were truly meant to be. Authentic living means that we are actually living rather than just being alive or existing. This leads to self-actualization and what I call living the Thrive Life. My ninth reason for starting our healing journey is simple. You deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve a healed life. We deserve to heal. We deserve to live the life free from those memories, free from the confusion, free from those anchors, from those emotional anchors, from those anchors in incorrect meaning that we have given to our past experiences. You deserve it. Often we had no choice in the pain or of the trauma that we endured. However, what I want you to understand is that you do have choice as an adult. You do have the choice to heal. You do have the choice to create new meaning and to rediscover who you are. Choosing emotional healing is one of the most powerful decisions one can make. If we endured the pain, we can not only endure the healing, but we can also understand that we are worth healing. We deserve the freedom and opportunity that comes from healing. Healing means that we become empowered by exercising the freedom to choose the meaning and significance of the pain we went through. We stop dysfunctional coping patterns that were developed to survive during a time when we had no choice but to cope with the situation in whatever way possible and with whatever it is that we knew in that moment. We stop dysfunctional coping patterns that then became dysfunctional habits. We stop the way that we were as children. We stop behaving that way as adults. Many of these dysfunctional patterns were functional at the time that we started doing them. They were functional because they helped us survive. But now, as adults, they are no longer functional. These are ways of being that we developed as children in a time where we didn't know better and we needed to survive with any way that we could. Healing means we stop obsessing about the past and the things that happened, and instead we focus on the present moment, and we focus on creating the life that we deserve and the life that we truly desire. It requires self-compassion, forgiveness of oneself and others, and the formation of new habits of mindfulness and gratitude. Ultimately, the decision to heal emotionally and psychological wounds is a powerful decision to take back your power and become the intentional and authentic creator of our lives. Please tell me in the comments below which of my reasons was the one that stood out the most for you. So once again, if you're excited to learn and are ready to make the rest of your life the best of your life, hit the red subscribe button and the bell so that you could be in the loop and be the first to know when I drop weekly videos related to healing, transformation, relationships, anything to make your life better.